how seasons can change, huh? Talking about you, Game of Thrones Season 8? Are we still making GOT references in 2023? Oh, whatever, that's not what we're here for. Welcome back, you magical being. My name is Lou, and another year, another Dokomi. Or Dokomi. Dok. Maybe one year I'll be able to pronounce it. This year is promised to be bigger and better than ever. It is now 3 days instead of 2, which gives us many more hours to be silly goofy. So many more opportunities. A much bigger program. For those who don't know what the Dokomi is, you're a brave little soul for coming here. Why did you click on this video? I wanna know. I won't be explaining it every year, but here's a quick little rundown.
The Dokomi is
largest anime and Japan exposition in Germany. To quote their website, at the Dokomi in Düsseldorf, you can experience a unique weekend all about anime, manga, games, cosplay, and Japan.
I've been waiting all year for this. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited to meet a lot of friends again and see incredible artists. If one thing is certain though, then that it's gonna be hot. And not just because of us being there. But well, it's summer. One might think that because of that we'll choose heat-appropriate cosplays, but Dokomi is a once-in-a-year thing, okay? If we fall, we'll fall at Dokomi, and that's an honor if you ask me. We are creative, creating new problems every day. Overheating is temporary, swag is forever. But enough chit-chat. I still got enough cosplays to finish and people to pick up before everything starts, so let's go! How else could this journey start than shaving off our eyebrows? I believe it was the great Socrates who said, sometimes you have to let go to see if there was anything worth holding on to. And we took that to heart.
Also, wieso habe ich Düsseldorf Hauptbahnhof gefunden? Das ist echt hässlich.
I apologize for my partner saying that. Düsseldorf Central Station, I think you're beautiful. While we're walking, let's talk about today's game plan. Since 3 convention days in a row can be quite brutal, we decided to have a more chill and relaxed first day, where we connect with friends, enjoy the vibe, and not yet enter the convention itself. Rather enjoy picnics in the Japan Garden right in front of it.
Und stopp! Wir klatschen! A, E, I, O, U, du gehörst doch mit dazu. Komm und sei dabei und fühl dich heute frei.
This song is basically German law at this point, which was pretty funny because throughout the day we randomly started singing it.
Hallo Freunde!
Because like everyone had earworms of it at some point. And trust me, there is a certain generation that just has this song carved into their brain and memory forever.
Okay.
So shout out to everyone who sang with us. There even was a dude who gifted us waifu cards because we sang it. Look at her. So stunning. Thanks, Belle. This was the first time the event was on a Friday, so I was pretty curious to see how many people would attend it on a workday. And even though it looked a little empty at first, that impression quickly changed.
Kann ich ein Kind von dir haben?
The amount of dogs that day was very pleasant. Oh, and we visited the spot we picnicked at last year. And after longingly looking at the event building that we were going to enter the next day, we settled down.
Kannst du Moonwalken?
No, I cannot.
This definitely worked the first time. I don't know what we're ever going to use the stick transitions for, but I'm glad they're there.
Ist das sexy?
I love how on day 1 I basically filmed more animals than people. Talking about these creatures, of course, because they're raging animals.
And now, let me present to you the Bible.
Okay, but all jokes aside, this day was just wholesome and I didn't want to shove my camera into all the people's faces we talked to. So if you want to see more of the talent and brilliance of that day shine, I recommend you check out these two. They did an amazing cosplay showcase video. Or this amazing bean on Instagram. They were the sweetest to talk to and thank you for including us in your cosplay video. They all deserve so much support. Day 1 was a blast and ended on a high note, which couldn't have made me more excited for the next day and actually entering the con. Which brings us to... You know the day is gonna be wild when it starts with an energy. We all know Saturday was going to be more stressful, but we also knew that we don't chase, we attract. Since I normally only use the entrance to the Japan Garden, which we walked past the day prior, this entrance was something new. It kind of felt like being at the airport. How is it that I found most of my friends this year by bumping into them by accident? Like, we made plans, somehow one party failed to meet that plans, just so them randomly find each other. It happened so many times. I guess that's just the Dokomi. I don't mind pleasant surprises.
Vibe check.
Talk.
Vibe check.
And after working through the luggage control, which we will talk more about later, it still looked like an airport, but a very pretty one. There was really only one important mission for that day, apart from enjoying the convention, of course, to continue our tradition of buying a lucky bag at every con. So with that in mind, we made our way over to Hall 1. The hall where most people probably lose all their money and their soul. One hall to rule them all, one hall to find them, one hall to ring the main merch hall. As always, you could get everything your heart desires. I got these two, and you don't know how excited I am to finally read them. I might have the drinking taste level of a 14-year-old, but I am proud.
What did you get? Oh no!
After that, we went to the karaoke contest that one of my friends was participating in. For obvious copyright reasons, I won't be able to show you the contest, but... that's my friend over there! I might have cried, but she's simply incredible and I am very proud of her. My dear, your beauty and the moonlight overthrows me. Time for more exploring! Look at these cool cars! My partner was kind enough to help me film this video this year, and he filmed so much of them.
Another one. Another one.
It's like 70% of the footage.
Another one.
Babe, I didn't even know you were into cars. Do you want to tell me something? Just like every year, there were so many activities and sights to see. It's a treat every year, and there will probably never be enough time to see it all. Unfortunately, as also every year, we were pretty exhausted at this point. Don't get me wrong, everything was amazing and all, but also very overstimulating, and my god, cosplaying hurts. Why did I decide to do that hobby again? Probably because it's cheap and easy. Anyways, we did wander around some more, trying to take in as much as we could, but we were in dire need to settle down to open the Lucky Bag Super Chest! Woo!
Graphic design is my passion.
This time we chose the Tokyo one to see if there was anything else in there except for the generic Kaneki merch. That's basically the only Tokyo merch you can find nowadays. Did we get scammed? I'm still not sure. However, we also bought this figurine lucky bag, and I have to say I am very pleased with the outcome. I still need to continue watching Jujutsu Kaisen, but they look very epic together.
Oh.
This is the face of someone who's top fit and loves their life. And with that, we outlived the second day. At home, we basically fell into a coma, to then after 3 nights with way too less sleep, get ready for... This day we drove there by car. Don't ask how, it's a long story. At the Dokomi, anything can happen. I personally, most of the time, like the last day of the convention the most. Everyone is very calm and chill, probably because they're trying to rest. And it's the time to take a lot of very pretty photos. It's a good day to connect, get a last look at everything, and well, it's not as crowded. It's hard to explain it, but the whole vibe is just different. On top of that, we met the man, the myth, the legend, Animike. Animike, if you see this, hey! This day was also the day where I realized again how silly, goofy, and kind of funny this whole thing actually is. So many of us going through all of this, dressing up, meeting up, sometimes only once a year. No wonder people who aren't in this bubble sometimes are confused by it. The connection we all share there is truly something magical, and I don't know where I would be in life if I didn't grow up with the blessing that are conventions. I don't want to get too sappy or emotional here, but I will forever be grateful and in love with this community, even though we are just little nerdy goons feeling our fantasy. I'm not very good with being vulnerable online, but thank you for everything.
Adieu, Dokomi. Adieu. It is time to say goodbye.
And see you next year, Dokomi. We also got food after everything. That was very good and well needed. And as always, you will never know what true satisfaction is until you've worn wigs multiple days in a row for like 10 plus hours and get to take them off. That's the good stuff. I have no words for what happened here. Dokomi and stuff.
Das ist wahre Liebe. Das ist wahre Liebe. Ich habe wahre Liebe gesehen.
So with that, we drove home and the Dokomi 2023 experience officially ended. Whew, okay. You don't want to know how late in the night I'm recording this. Final thoughts. So if you're only here for these shenanigans, thank you so much for watching so far, but I don't think this next part will be for you. If you're here for the review though, buckle up. Oh, and trigger warning just in case. I won't touch any heavy subjects, but I want you to feel safe. The Dokomi 2023 was good. Very good actually. I sometimes tend to make these events sound way too draining and unpleasant, and don't get me wrong, they are exhausting. But that good kind of exhausting of like, I poured my heart and soul into this amazing social adventure. So let me start with the positives. As always, the people attending. I know I got on and on about how much I love this community, but it just never lets me down. It's just such a pleasant and safe atmosphere. I love it. And sure, there are always some exceptions, but if you act like these are the general norm, you're just not paying close attention. Or you are just really really unlucky. I don't know, I don't want to invalidate anyone's experience, but I always hear so much new negative stuff and complaints about this community, while whenever I see them in action, it's just kind and sweet. Like, I never experienced those bad instances. And most of the stuff that people complain about is just undecent human behavior that sadly appears everywhere. Call me lucky, but every time I visit a convention, it's cute. And I wonder how so many people start to turn against each other. Like, there were always bad examples and ruthless behaviors from outsiders who are trying to start trouble, but overall, I don't know, maybe I was just fortunate enough to never experience the bad stuff. If it affected you, I'm very sorry. I just wish we could all remember and see what a magical and creative little space we have. But another thing. The weather. Oh my, I was so relieved when the weather didn't turn out as bad as we all expected it to be. I was full on prepared to one day faint because of the heat, but no, it was okay. The first day a little hot, but the other temperatures were manageable. Next up, the convention itself. To make it 3 days was a good decision. Of course, you don't have to go all 3 days, but I personally like a little more time to spend. And as always, one of the true shining stars were all of the opportunities at the event itself. Sadly, I wasn't able to showcase a lot of them to you, but maybe you'll just have to experience them yourself. No, but seriously, they got everything. A maid cafe, a host club, dancing shows, parkour terrain, workshops, concerts, dancing shows, gaming rooms, an 18+ area, different tournaments, and of course the VIP guests. They even got laser tag. It's super cool, okay? I also like the addition of an official app this year. Very, very handy. Good. Time for less fun things. Crowdedness. So I personally don't really have a problem with so many people being there. I think it adds to the con spirit. I know a lot of people who had, so I wanted to include it. If you like tight spaces and many people, kinda complicated. Definitely don't go there on Saturday. Friday is your day. I also oftentimes heard people complain about the prices, which might be true for the food, but I mean, it's festival event food. I don't really know what to expect. It's always overpriced. Pricey, but it tasted good. The merch, on the other hand, kind of hard to say if it's overpriced or not. Kinda depends on what you compare it to. I heard many people say that the merch was very cheap this year. You can always find things cheaper online, so you have to decide for yourself what's worth spending your money on and whatnot. On to the really ugly part. Security and safety. This was kinda messy. Remember how I already teased the topic earlier? Now we're here. I would say yay, but this is really nothing to celebrate. We carried this huge fluffing suitcase throughout the whole event for 2 days and never got examined once. Every time the luggage control just waved us through or asked if we had anything glass in there, and that was it. With every kind of luggage we had there. It was not just a suitcase, we brought more, and nothing really got controlled, even once. We could have had devil knows what in there. And I know the event itself was probably not in charge for the luggage check company, but come on, this is not acceptable. Especially with all the threats that get made before the event. The big drama that everyone panicked about before the convention luckily didn't happen, either you know or you don't. Looking at you, Ali. But it's not as if everything went smoothly. Thefts still were committed like there was no tomorrow, with the most notable one being thousands of euros getting stolen from an amazing artist, and don't even get me started on all the assault. It's pretty hard to pinpoint blame on anyone here, and that's not the point of this. It's sadly just a part of any big event and festival. And I'm pretty sure the Dokomi tried their best with informing people beforehand of stealing and telling everyone to take care and trying to have safety precautions and having safe words and helpers there. Still, it needs to be included in the conversation. Luckily, it's only a small piece of the bigger picture, and if you squint your eyes, you can try to ignore it and not see it. Just keep it in mind. This is not to make anyone panic, like I already told you. I never had any bad experiences, but I do know people who had, and it sucks. So keep it in mind and try to stay safe. Yeah, that was a downer. And as always, even though we now had 3 days instead of 2, I missed so many people that I wanted to meet. But that's normal and no biggie. Guess there's a next year for that. Again, this overall experience was super nice, and I don't want you to only remember the negative things. So to end everything on a high note, let's hear Pogge's final thoughts.
Ich freue mich wieder auf meine Augenbrauen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm impressed that you're still here, but it's time to say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you want to see more of me and my adventures. Thank you! I wish you a wonderful day or night depending on where you live, and see you next chapter. Bye!